We're looking extra beautiful today. For those watching on YouTube, it's because we used the Dyson Airwrap.
Thanks to Aaron Pillay actually doing the most to buy it.
If you just know you're that girl,
Yeah.
you just have no choice but to be that girl. And I feel like I'm that girl.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Taking one for the team.
Taking one for the friend group. It's not sponsored, and I sure wish it was.
Did they sponsor anyone?
Probably not. They don't have to. They got so much hype for free.
Yeah. Welcome back to episode 6.
That's crazy.
Oh no. A month and a half. We say that every time.
Every time they're like, we get it. Like, y'all been out here.
A month and a half in. We're gonna be like a year in. 52 weeks in, guys.
It's like when moms have babies and they'll be like, she's like 62 weeks old.
Yeah.
And you're like, babe, you just have to start giving it years at this point or months.
Ridiculous.
Like, I feel like once they turn 1, you don't say like 18 months. No, she's a year and a half. Is that a year and a half?
Yeah.
Okay. Just let the weeks go.
Yeah.
And we should probably do that too.
This week we're talking about breakups, and you guys sent us in all the questions, and there was a lot. Like, this was the most amount of questions so far. But before we do that, we're going to catch up on our weekly wishes from last week. And we both pretty much had the same one.
Yeah.
Was to have fun celebrating all the birthdays. And there were so many.
There were so many, and we did have fun.
Too much fun.
But birthdays are going great.
Yep.
My other week, like, I added on to this, and I said I just want to keep thriving, and I am.
Lovely.
So,
yeah, look at her hair.
yeah, for real. The Dyson really added to this.
Yeah.
But clearly, based off of how many responses we got, a lot of you guys are not thriving right now.
Oh, yeah.
And that's okay, queens.
That's okay.
We've been there. We're here to help. Mommy's here, baby. We're here to snuggle you. Stormy.
What
it's
is
gonna
she
be
saying?
okay, baby.
What
You
is
look
she
like mommy, baby.
You look like mommy. Ew, I feel like a weirdo talking like that.
I don't. Why does that feel normal
No,
to
what
me?
does she say? Rise and shine.
Oh, rise and shine.
Did that sound like her?
Yeah, we sound just
That
like
means it
Kylie
sounded
Jenner.
bad. Well, anyways.
Breakups.
Yeah, getting into it, I put a sad face on the note because it's sad.
It's
Topic.
really sad.
So
Sometimes it's happy.
that's true. We're gonna give you our little perspective on this before we get started.
We're giving you our credentials.
Yeah, here's my resume.
Yeah.
In
Here's my
breakups.
breakup history, and this is why I can give advice.
So, I haven't gone through anything serious. You know, a little, like, whatevers. Like, I don't even count those.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you did have one that I feel like hurt you.
yeah, but it wasn't, like, a serious relationship.
Yeah.
It was just, like,
It was a
sad
little
for a
shocking.
sec. Yeah.
Mhm.
But, other than that, like, I've really just been here for my friends. So that's going to be kind of my point of view throughout all of this. I haven't experienced it really myself, but I've been there for my friends and tried to give my best advice. So you're getting friend advice from me today.
Yeah, she's going to teach y'all how to be a good friend through a breakup. Bentley is the best friend through a breakup. Like, gives the best advice. Is so comforting. I have been through 3 serious breakups. One was in high school. I dated this guy for a year and a half. I broke up with him. It honestly wasn't even serious.
Looking back, but it wasn't.
Honestly, even in the moment, I didn't even
Oh.
care because I was so over him. I, like, got over him before I broke up with him. But, like, it was a serious, I guess, relationship. So, we'll pass over that. Then I dated this guy in college for, like, a little, probably close to 2 years. We broke up twice. One, we were doing long
you're
distance.
counting that as 2?
Yeah, I feel like it's 2 separate ones.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was two
'Cause I
two
was like,
different
who are you
events.
talking
Yeah,
about?
it was this third man. Same guy, but we broke up twice. So the first time we broke up, we were doing long distance. He ghosted me. It was horrible.
Weirdest.
Yeah, I have a whole story about that, but we'll save that for another day. And I talk
Yeah.
about it on my TikTok sometimes.
Too much.
Too much. Anyways, then we got back together in, like, October. That was, like, in July. And that breakup was also very crazy because he told me something and it was crazy. I'm not getting into that either. But that one was pretty hard, I think, because I actually was like, okay, this time I'm actually going to sit in my sadness a little bit more than the first time. And I was sad, but then I wasn't that sad
realized
anymore.
that you shouldn't be
it was
sad.
100% for the best. Yeah. Now I'm, like, so happy. But
Yeah.
anyways, that's my resume.
Okay. So just want to give you a little rundown on that, and let's get into the questions. So this is for Aaron especially. Best Taylor Swift breakup songs, go.
Okay, All Too Well 10-minute version, of course.
Oh my god.
It's so good, but it'll get you. And then the Folklore and Evermore albums, those are like the albums that like you can't just like listen to it once and understand it, but they're so good. The songs, the meanings are so deep. Those albums have so many good songs like Happiness, I can't even like think. Oh, My Tears Ricochet. Oh my god, like it's literally so good.
I'm
but,
just
like,
not on her level.
she's not on my level, but I think anybody could listen to those songs and once they get them, be obsessed with Taylor Swift. I'm not kidding.
All right.
They get you in the gut.
So next, how do you know when it's time to break up with someone? I feel like a big sign, depending on the situation, could be like when you're not excited to see them anymore.
I agree.
Like if you're not like, yay!
Yeah.
Like if that goes away, I feel like that should never go away.
I don't think it should ever go away, especially to like an abnormal amount. It's not just like, oh, he's coming over. Like, okay, like it's when it's like, ugh, like you just don't care.
Yeah.
I also think like you can attest to this. It's like the way you talk about that person to your friends. I feel like you've seen shifts in all of us. I know me for sure. When I was like trying to defend and trying to like prove that I like liked this person, everything was great, to when I finally was like,
or
being real.
also like when your friend starts, I know this isn't really friend directed, but like when your friend stops talking about him.
Yeah,
Like,
all of the sudden.
Like it's like you always want to share the good things. You don't want to share bad things. So once there's no more good things to share and there's only bad, and your friend starts becoming like mute about that person in their life, that's a little bit of a sign.
It's concerning.
Yeah.
But as like an individual, I think you know in your gut, like you know that it's time to go. That's a Taylor Swift lyric. And you just have to like make yourself act on it. I know every single time that I've broken up with somebody, I've never been broken up with, I've only broken up with somebody, and every single time I've known probably 3 months before that I wanted to break up with that person and that I was over the relationship, and I would drag it out so much until I like had nothing left, which is not healthy. Don't do that.
What was that feeling you had 3 months before?
It's
Like,
just this gut feeling where you're just exhausted. Like you're just over, and like I've only really been in like not the best relationships, so I don't know what it would feel like if you just like weren't in love with somebody anymore, and they
Yeah,
were
I
like
was
a
gonna
great
say,
guy.
like,
I feel like
sometimes-
that's a different thing, and honestly
Yeah.
that's harder.
Yeah.
But you just know that it's not the right fit for you anymore. You're just not excited. You kind of just like everything's just kind of meh. Like you're kind of starting to think about like what would it look like if I wasn't in this relationship, and like what would that look like to be single right now. And I think when you start having those thoughts, you know.
or like what could someone else give me this?
Yeah. Or it's like the hope of somebody else kind of starts to be there. It's like, well, I hope that there's somebody that one day won't do this to me or will do this for me, and kind of thing. You
Wow.
know, deep down. You just have to like believe it and
Yeah.
trust your gut.
When did you finally feel over your ex?
I'm only going to talk about the second time we broke up, because the first time I don't think I ever was. I never was.
Okay.
I just was like thought I was. This time around, I think I finally felt fully over him. Probably like April of this past year, I think, was when I was finally like done. The thing now.
But when did you break up? So how long?
Okay, so we broke up in January.
Okay,
And then
4 months.
probably like April, I felt fully over him. What was the harder thing to get over? Honestly, it was probably over him as a person sooner. What was hard to get fully over was like all the things he had done to me. And that's still like, I think about some things sometimes and I'm like, oh gosh, but it's not, I'm not sad about it. I'm not, like missing him or wishing we could be back together or any of that. And but I don't think I ever really wished that this time around when we broke up. I never wished we were back together or missed him like that. But I would miss like the idea of him sometimes.
Of a boyfriend in general.
Boyfriend and just like the good times we did have.
Yeah.
But that was harder the first time around, I will say. But yeah, this time around it was harder to get over all the things he had done to me. Like there was just so much.
Like the bad things.
All the bad things.
Okay,
yeah. Just like all the things he put me through, all the things he said to me, and kind of things that I just kind of get like, they're hard to get over because they're really hurtful. And I'm like, I have to let these go before I ever consider being with somebody else.
It wasn't getting over him.
It was getting over the relationship as a whole, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I would have never thought to like divide those like that. Next, what are good ways to deal with a breakup? I feel like from my little experience that I've had, I just immediately want to distract myself. Mm-hmm. Like, when that little thing happened to me, like, you guys all came over to my house for, like, 2 days. And I just didn't think about it as much as I could.
I think, being really busy, relying on your friends. But I also think, like, it's a very delicate balance of being busy and distracted, but also giving yourself time to actually feel the feelings, because if you just bottle all that up, you are never actually going to get over it.
But that's just what I do.
Yeah.
I just am like that.
Yeah, I get
but
that.
Obviously
I have to, like, feel it. And I think, like, with the relationship I was in, if I hadn't have actually, like, felt all those things and gotten over them, I think I would have had, like, the worst trust issues ever. I don't think I ever would have recovered and, like, been the same again in a relationship. And I think,
especially when it's a serious relationship that you're getting over,
I think giving yourself, like, being busy and then also giving yourself time to actually get over it and actually feel everything is really important. I also think, like, things like journaling and finding some podcasts that motivate you, that you like to listen to. You
can also distract yourself with, like, good things or things you're passionate about.
Yeah, like, find your hobbies again.
Yeah.
I think whether it's a good or bad relationship, sometimes you let certain hobbies go. Not everything, hopefully, but certain things will kind of slip just because you have less free time. Maybe, like, start finding those things again and, like, remember the things that made you happy before that person, and, like, whether it's cooking or working out or whatever it is. Yeah. Kind of start getting back into those things.
Yeah. When do you / did you stop getting chances or holding out for hope?
When do you? I believe in second chances.
Okay.
But after that, you should stop. Did I? No.
I think it depends on what it is.
Okay, yeah, that's true. If he cheats on you once, you should probably walk away. But if you don't, twice, 100% you need to go.
That's an
extreme example.
That's the fool me once.
Shame on you.
Shame on me, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
Like, don't make yourself look like a fool.
I feel like cheating is, like, obviously one of the worst.
If it's drastic, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, you will meet another guy.
You will.
And it'll be fine.
You will.
Probably, depending on the circumstances, isn't the one you're going to marry anyways.
No. And I can attest to giving way too many chances, like, over and over and over, and the same freaking things keep happening, and they never get better. They get better for, like, a month or a couple weeks, and you're like, everything's great, this is what I've always wanted, and it goes right back to the way it was, and it's so frustrating.
Love bombing. It's
this constant cycle, and you're just miserable. So I can attest to that. It never works. If they do it more than twice, they are not going to change. I guarantee you. Yeah. I stopped holding out hope really early on, even when I was still giving chances, which is sad.
Like, you don't want to, like, set the bar because you just know the bar's so low.
Yeah, it's, like, below the floor.
Yeah.
You just have to listen to yourself. I think there's this, like, constant, like, it's like a devil and angel on your shoulder. You have your angel who's like, you know this isn't right, and your devil's like, but wait, what if it is? And, like, what if I lose him and I never find somebody again? Like, that isn't going to happen.
Yeah, trust your gut.
You have to trust yourself, yeah.
Next up, how to make your friends see the red flags.
You got this one.
Yeah, this one was made for me.
I think it has to come out of love. 100%. Like, when you're trying to explain this to somebody, make sure it's very clear that you're doing this because you have their best interest at heart, and you're not being like, you're just so stupid, and, like, you know, you just have to approach it the right way, because when somebody's in a relationship with all these red flags, they're already on the defense constantly over this person and over their relationship, and so one thing you say that offends them, their ears are immediately plugged. They're not listening to you.
I would also say that even if you're about to, like, tell your friend what the red flag is, make sure that they're very aware of where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. Like, if you didn't care about that friend, you would keep your mouth shut then. Yeah. So by you going out and feeling the urge to say something, let them know that that's a big enough sign, like, I'm here for you. I can't live with myself without telling you this. If I see something that's happening to someone I care about, it's like an immediate urge, like, I can't live with myself if I don't say it.
Yeah. I also saw some girl on TikTok say, even if you don't point out the red flags, if you see something happen, be like, hey, I saw that. Are you okay? Because even if you're not, like, saying exactly what it was, it's kind of, like, unspoken. That person knows it was wrong. They'll be like, it's kind of like a reassurance thing for them. Like, they're like, oh, wait, they thought that was wrong too? Okay. But you're not, like, necessarily being like, oh, that was so awful when he did that, blah, blah, blah. But they get
not
it.
Drawing it out.
Yeah.
Just being, like, nonchalant about it.
But ultimately,
I think that's a great idea.
no one's going to act on anything until they're ready. So I think it's worth saying, but they're not going to do anything until they're ready to do it.
Yeah. And
that's a hard pill to swallow.
You have to say your point of view and be the best friend you can, and then after that, once it's out on the table, then you can't do anything anymore, which I've really, really learned.
Yeah, me too.
And I didn't think that was ever something that I needed to learn.
Yeah.
You know? You don't think about things like that until it's
happening.
relevant. But I don't know. It's a big step for you as a person being the one telling your friend, and then if you are the friend that's being told that, also a big step. Maybe, like, if your friend is, like, confiding in you about something that the guy did to her or a event that happened, maybe you say, like, is that a red flag for you? Like, point it out as they're saying it, not, like, coming at them.
Yeah, or, like, how did that make you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that situation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
If they're open in that way to talk about it.
Yeah. You kind of have to butter them up a little bit.
Yeah. Next up, how to be single. I feel like I have to have a person 24/7.
I feel like May, June-ish was when I finally was like, I'm fine being single. Like, it had been so long since I had, like, actually been, like, fully single. Like, I don't have a roster, no one, because, like, even when I wasn't with my ex, like, I had somebody usually, or, you know, was, like, seeing people, whatever, and I just fully didn't. I was fully focused on myself, my career, all the things, and I loved it. Like, and I think I'm finally at the point where, like, I am so okay not having somebody. It's so refreshing to, like, only have to worry about myself and not, like, worry about, like, what that person's doing. And, like, I don't know really how I got to this point. I think it's a confidence thing. You just really have to invest time into yourself, into your passions, into your career, into making yourself feel like the best version of yourself. Feel like that love for yourself just, like, is enough.
I've been single for, like, my whole life and then got a boyfriend, so I haven't like had boyfriend then single,
like adjusting back,
you know. But being in a relationship now, I can look back on my single time and think, like, there was a time where someone else's feelings weren't affecting my feelings too, which I don't, like, it's not a bad thing. Like, I think it's a good thing that I feel what he feels and he feels what I feel, like, in a healthy way. Like, if he's sad, I'm sad, and if I'm sad, he's sad.
Yeah.
But as normal, like, I mean, it's normal. Like, that kind of sounds weird, but it's just how it works, I guess. Like, if you're sad, I'm sad, you know?
Yeah.
But there's a time where it's just you, and it's just your emotions, and you're not really having to think about someone else, so it's really, like, almost be selfish, especially
in a good way.
Yeah, especially if you're coming out of a relationship and you're trying to be single. Like, really think about yourself. Think about, what is this next step of my life gonna look like? I don't have to, like, work around with anyone else. Do the most, like, if I were single right now, I wouldn't even have to think about what's happening after college. Where am I going? I want to be near this person. Like, am I moving? Where am I moving to? Like, there's just so many other factors, and if you don't have to think about that, it's nice. So, like, really embrace that.
Was there ever a time when you were single for, like, all that time that you were like, I want a boyfriend, why do I not have a boyfriend?
Yeah. I just always was like, why don't boys like me? And I never really, like, had a roster or anything like that ever. So I wasn't, like, craving to have someone with me 24/7. But I was just, you know, like, I want a boy. You know, like, everyone has that. I think you need to learn how to be alone learn to love to be alone before you're in a relationship.
I agree.
Which, personally, is something I've never really struggled with. I, like, really enjoy my alone time, but there's people that don't.
Yeah.
And always want someone. And I think it's really important to figure that out first before finding another relationship. Enjoy finding yourself in this time of life. I'm assuming you're in college. Really embrace that. Everyone talks about being single in college and how fun it is. You just get to meet people all the time and, make new connections. Like, there's just, like, it's limitless. Next up, how to handle being ghosted. This has happened to a lot of my friends. And I kind of once.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's just like, what?
It's very random, but I think it's like, it depends. Like, if it's like you went on 2 dates with a guy and he ghosted you, like, yes, that hurts and yes, it sucks, but like, there's better out there. Just move on. But then when it's like you've been dating somebody for so long and you guys broke up and then you're having like a little bit of contact and then all of a sudden they ghost you, that sucks. When I got ghosted, I like stopped being ghosted.
The weirdest ghosted situation ever. Though.
And like,
not normal
he
ghosted.
Unghosted me and he like had no explanation. He was like, I was stressed with work, whatever. And I was like, why didn't you just tell me that?
Like,
and
the worst
there was never
reason
ever. And there was just never a resolution.
No
And then
way
obviously
that was the reason.
I broke up with no way. I broke up with him right after, so I kind of like didn't have to deal with it. But I would say this is like one of those times when like distract yourself. Like you just need to get busy. Like, don't try to email him. Don't go through his Venmo. Don't stalk him. Like, just cut it off.
Yeah, my big thing just in life, don't want someone that doesn't want you. And even like in friendships or like not being invited to something, like that's always what I think. Like, why would I want something that doesn't want me back? I always want something mutual. So when that happens, it's just kind of like okay, bye. Like, put on that mood. Like, okay, whatever. And then obviously it's not you. That person probably wasn't looking for a relationship, just wanted to, I don't know,
have some fun.
Yeah, have some fun. I feel like almost every situation, it shouldn't be taken to heart when you get ghosted. Yeah. Because it's obviously the immaturity of the guy.
Yeah, it really shows more on their character. And, like, it is easier said than done to, like, not want something that doesn't want you. Like, I know, I always see girls on TikTok, like, I just love when, it makes somebody so much more attractive when they don't want me. We all love the chase, you know?
I don't like that at all.
I don't like it.
But I get what you're saying.
But I have been in situations where like somebody liked me first and then I finally started liking them and then all of a sudden they're not into me anymore and I'm like, what? You know, and so like I get it, but I would say this might be a little toxic, but if this happens to you, something that will really help, in my opinion and from my experience, go on a date with somebody else. Like, and I don't necessarily mean like have a full-blown rebound moment, but go on a date with somebody else and give yourself that reassurance that like, there are other guys or girls or whoever out here that like me and I'm gonna be fine, you know. And if the day doesn't go good or it goes great or whatever, who cares? Like, that's not the point. The point is just to have like a little ego
a little
stroke.
Boost.
And just have a little stroke.
That's a great idea. Like, that's not toxic.
Fine. I don't know if it's toxic. It
might not be say something really bad.
No. But I mean, it just is a kind of a nice confidence boost. Like,
totally. Yeah, that's a great idea. Especially if you have boys on your line.
Yeah. Or if you don't, it's not that hard to find somebody. Download Hinge.
When to know when to break up with someone versus just having the conversation about that. How to know when to actually do it or like bring it up as a possibility.
Yeah. I think if you're bringing it up, you should just break up with them.
Yeah. But if it's like, I'm going to bring this up, like some people feel like they need to break up with someone over something small sometimes.
True.
Like, just talk through it. Like, I think that's one of me and JD's, like, strengths. We're so good about communicating about stuff like that. So if you just are calm, like, don't raise your voice, don't yell, just, like, talk to someone. Like, talk to a person. You're talking to a person.
Just have a combo.
Yeah. So sometimes people jump to conclusions about breaking up.
Yeah.
But if you feel like this could be your person and it's not, and you don't want to break up,
yeah, that's a whole different ballgame. I agree.
Am I getting too off track?
No, I agree with you.
Get what I'm
I
saying?
really think if something happened that you want to talk about and you're kind of like, okay, this could lead to a breakup, I think it's, fair to have a conversation, see how they react. I think that's a big thing. Like, are they upset? Are they fighting for you? Or are they just kind of like nonchalant? They don't really care either way, whether y'all stay together or not. That's very telling. I think you can really go off what someone else says. But again, it's just one of those things to tune into your gut. Like, you know what you need to do and how, if something is affecting you, whether you feel like it's minor or not, if it's hurting you enough,
if you're going into the conversation, whatever it's about, wanting to walk out single, then do it right then and there. There's no point in stringing things along like that. I think that's I mean, I've never been in that situation, but I just think that's so, like, dumb to do to yourself.
It is.
Like,
and I've done it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen to my friends, and they just string it along. Like, you could be out right now single, and like, it would be so fun. Off. Like, beat it before it gets bad.
Yeah.
All right. Next, is no contact better than staying in touch? I think hands down, yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%. And I'm all for a block. Some people say blocking is petty. I think blocking is so good for my mental health personally.
Okay,
because you know I'm a professional stalker.
Yeah.
And I will stalk unless I have you blocked. I will block 100%.
Okay. I'm on the opposite side of that. Okay. But I don't disagree with you. Like, if you need to block, then you do you.
Yeah, I think it's a personal thing.
But I think that's kind of funny. We should do a poll.
Who's in support of blocking? Comment below.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it can be really aggressive sometimes.
It can be, but prioritize yourself. You know? Like, if that's going to make you feel better, then go for it.
Why not unfollow? Oh, because you'll stalk.
Because I can just go search you up.
I guess.
You know?
I'm more of an unfollow girl.
Also, like, if somebody tags you, your tag still shows up for me. But if I have you blocked, your tag doesn't show up. There's just no more temptation.
Okay, yeah. If you need to hold off the stalking, then block your way through life.
Block your way through life. I love that.
Last one here. This was a little story time that someone sent in.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And it was through DM, so it got to be a little bit longer. So this is her situation. She said, got cheated on, ended contact, but he continues to try to reach out, He continues to try to reach out, and I want to speak my piece and let him know how hurt I am. But I don't want to give him the satisfaction of getting something out of me. How do I overcome this feeling and get over it?
Okay, yeah.
She knows that she shouldn't respond.
Yeah,
is what she's saying.
You shouldn't. I know it's so tempting.
Yeah.
And I can say, I played this both ways with my ex-boyfriend. There was a point where I was, like, snapping at him, going off on him, and then a point where I was, like, ghost mode. And every single time, the ghost mode was much more hurtful for him. And I could tell because he would keep texting me, be like, actually, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Versus when I was going off on him, he was saying such hurtful things to me.
Yeah, and guys can, like, turn that around on you and make you sound crazy and then start talking about you and all this stuff. And also, what's the saying? Silence speak louder than words?
Yep.
So,
silence is deadly. Like,
it is.
And you can play this good and bad. Like, I've learned just being a little bit more distant can really make a guy, like, go crazy for you. And in a situation like this, he will be racking his brain, like, wait, why is she over me? Why doesn't she care anymore? Wait, oh my gosh, like, I lost her for real. Like, he will literally freak out versus if you're blowing him up, he's going to be like, okay, she still cares. She's still hurt. Like, I still have her wrapped around my finger. Don't give him that satisfaction. To get this urge out, I would write down everything you want to say, like a journal, just to get it out. Or if you need, like, the typing, just type it down in your notes, send it to, like, your best friend, and just be like, sorry, ignore this, I just have to get it out there. I know it doesn't get the same job, but it's close. Something else I do, and it's kind of sad because I got my new phone, so all my drafts are gone, but I used to do TikToks, and I would never post them. I would just draft them and just vent about whatever was going on.
That's a great
You could
idea.
also do, like, a voice memo or, like, what's, like, the little photo booth, you know? Or just, like, a Snapchat memory. Or just your camera roll and just talk. And then I would always feel better afterwards.
Or just to a friend, even.
Yeah.
Always
just
listening.
To a friend. But sometimes there's things you want to say and you just can't get yourself to say it to somebody else. So it's kind of nice to just, like, talk to myself on a phone.
I know the anxiety behind sending a text that's, like, scary or, like even, like, in a disagreement with a friend or whatever, like, it's always, like, anxiety ridden to send that away. if you don't do this, if you don't text him, you will have no anxiety.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You won't have to think about anything. You can move on with your life and have fun and not be like, okay, when is he going to respond? Has he been on social media? Is he going to look at my text? Is he going to open it and not respond? Like, all of that won't even exist if you don't text him.
Like, the ball is fully in your court.
And also think, like, what are you going to get out of it?
Yeah.
Like, what are you getting in return? Because if you got cheated on, you obviously weren't, this sounds, I'm not trying to be rude, but, like, you weren't getting things in return to begin with.
Yeah, he wasn't giving you what you needed.
Yeah, so he's not going to do it now.
No.
Unless he's, like, trying to beg for you back, so
this
don't
is a
give him
situation
that.
when I think the block is, I recommend the block.
Yeah,
don't
honestly.
let him be able to keep contacting you, because that's just going to mess with your head. And what is the point of being able to see what he's texting you? Mm-hmm. It's just going to hurt you. And
the block, honestly, here would just, like, mute him. If he's continuously trying to reach out to you, just, like, mute. You're done. Goodbye. And live your life.
Hang in there, girls. It's really brutal.
Always feel free to DM us with issues.
Yes.
Or sign in or write in on our
website. We love to hear
I love, like, answering that.
I do too.
Or trying to help you with my best of my ability.
Like, I love, like, the specific story time questions.
Yeah, me too. So send them in.
Can I just let me conclude this with this?
Okay. Let's go off.
Every single time I've broken up with somebody and it just feels awful, or I've anticipated the breakup and I'm like, I just feel like I couldn't be without this person, the minute I break up with them, I feel the biggest sense of relief, and I always end up being like, ew, why did I let that person treat me like that? They were literally not that great at all. The rose-colored glasses come off and you're like, what was I doing? Like, and I always just end up being so happy and just so thankful that I made the decision I did.
Well, then there you go.
And there you go.
Lift that weight off your shoulders.
Yes.
And go have some fun.
And now let's have fun. Here.
So, it's game time.
Yay.
And this week, if you're a fellow Love Islander, you'll know this game, Marry Pie Snog.
And we wish we could play it in real life. Like, I wish I could be pieing people. But
I know.
Virtual pies.
So, if you don't know what pie means, just a pie in the face.
And snog, I'm pretty sure it's just like a makeout, right?
I made a little slideshow, and we're gonna look at this together. I categorized these people into sections so that it kind of makes sense of who you're comparing, you know? So first up, we have Noah Centennial, Jacob Elordi, and KJ Appa. I feel like I can do this.
Okay, you go.
I want to marry Noah. Mm-hmm. I'm pieing Jacob Elordi because I've already talked about how I feel about him.
Bentley thinks he's scary.
I'm scared of him. And then snog KJ Appa.
I also want to marry Noah.
Really? I did not think you were going to say that.
I know. I was really torn between these two. I for sure am snogging Jacob.
Okay.
And I'll pie KJ.
Whatever. Up next, Skinny White Boys, Travis Barker, Pete Davidson, and MGK.
This is just the furthest thing from my type, dude.
I know, same, but I thought it'd be funny because it's so hard. This is hard for us.
No, like, if a boy like this was standing in front of me.
Would not look twice.
No. Okay. So I would marry Travis because I know how well he treats Courtney.
Okay.
And I would snog Pete because I think that's the only one I could actually bear
okay.
that with.
I didn't think about it like that.
And I think I would pie MGK.
Okay, I'm definitely pieing MGK. I do not like him. He's scary.
Like, he's fine. I like some of his music and stuff, but, like, looks-wise, no.
I originally thought I was going to be marrying Pete because, like, everyone loves him.
I do love him.
I love him. I think his comedy's a little dark, though, so I don't know if I could deal with that all the time if I was married to him.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say the same as you.
Okay.
Marry Travis. I mean, he gives Courtney flowers all the time. Like, he's
a sweet guy. He's sweet kids, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, snog Pete. He looks cute in that picture.
He does look really cute in that picture. I was eyeing and I was like, wow. Maybe I do like a skinny white boy.
Next, we have Bachelor Babes. First up, we have Wells, the cutest little... I just think he's the cutest.
Yeah, he's
pure man ever. It's Tyler C, obviously. And Matt James. This one's hard. I love them all.
Oh my god, this one's so hard. I am obsessed with Tyler Cameron. Okay. I would marry Tyler because I just want to be with him forever. I can't let him go. I would snog Matt.
All such good guys.
And I would pie Wells. I love Wells, but I have to.
You're changing my perspectives on
Although
everything.
snogging Matt, his eyes are always open.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I don't know. But if I'm married, I'm going to have to snog him too. So
Yeah.
I'm pieing Matt because of the eye thing.
Okay.
Pieing Matt, I'm marrying Wells and snogging Tyler C.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
Oh.
This is tough too. Singers, Shawn Mendes, Harry Styles, and Justin Bieber, obviously.
I know what I want to do.
Okay, go.
I would pie Shawn Mendes, and I would snog Harry. Actually, no, I think... I don't know if I would snog Harry or marry Justin or vice versa. I think snog Harry and marry Justin.
Marrying Justin,
Okay.
obviously.
He's perfect.
He's perfection, yes. Snogging Shawn Mendes
Okay.
and pieing Harry.
Okay, fair.
But I love them all.
Yeah, no, they're kings.
I honestly love Harry's music more than Shawn.
I do too.
But in this situation, it's a little different. Next up, the Chris's.
Oh, wow.
It's Chris Pine, Chris Evans, and Chris Hemsworth. And this is, I think, the hardest one.
Yeah. The silence.
I
is
wasn't
so loud.
expecting...
I don't know.
It is loud. I wasn't expecting to have such a hard time with this when I did it. I was just like, oh, I'll do the Chris's. And now I'm like looking at them.
Well, I'm obsessed with Chris Pine. I think he's so attractive.
Yeah, they all are.
They all are. But I'll marry Chris Pine.
Really? Okay.
I think he's so hot. I don't know what it is. I'll
Yeah, I
snog
do
Hemsworth. Dang it. I guess I'm going to pie Evans. I guess.
Really? I'm going to marry Hemsworth, snog Evans.
Okay, that's good. You can't go wrong with any of those.
No,
for
you
that
can't. None is wrong. Next, we have cringe TikTokers, because I just thought it'd be so funny.
This is funny.
So we have Noah Beck, Josh Richards, and what's his name?
Harry Jowsey.
Harry Jowsey. He's not a TikToker, but he is kind of now.
In that world.
And he's definitely cringe.
I love Harry Jowsey,
He's
though.
cringe,
He's
though.
so funny, but yeah, he's a little bit cringe. I'm going to marry Harry, because I just think he's hilarious.
Okay.
I would snog Noah, and I would kill Josh. Or
Pie.
Pie. Sorry, I'm not killing anybody.
Evil.
I would pie.
Okay, wow, we're like different on all of these.
Really?
I think I'm going to marry Josh because I watch BFFs and I just think he's such like a little sweetheart.
He is sweet. I do watch BFFs.
He's little
too.
though. But maybe okay, marry Josh, snog Harry, pie Noah. Dilps.
Oh my god. This is so good.
Brad Pitt, which is literally my 4th grade like love of my life. Ryan Reynolds and Matthew McConaughey.
I'm obsessed with Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
So I have to marry him.
Okay. Wow, you're gonna have to pie Ryan Reynolds or Brad Pitt. That's tough.
I'm gonna pie Pitt, and I'm gonna snog Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, wow.
But that was hard. That's probably the hardest one yet.
I'm going to marry Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Love his personality.
Yeah,
he's
he's
the
a
best
king.
personality ever.
And Blake Lively, slay.
Yeah, I could be Blake Lively.
And we could have been Hailey Bieber.
Oh yeah, look at that. And then I'm going to snog Brad Pitt because I've loved him since I was in 4th grade, and unfortunately I'm going to have to pie Matthew McConaughey. Okay, well that was it for our snog, marry, pie game.
That was so fun.
That was very difficult. So now it's time for the TBD.
Yay!
So first up, try focusing on yourself before focusing on someone else.
Yes.
That goes without being explained, I feel like.
That will make you feel like that girl.
Yeah.
Our buy for the week is the Burn After Writing Journal. I introduced this journal to Bentley, and I love it. It was one of the journals I bought also when I broke up with my ex. It's a very fun, lighthearted journal, and I think it's a really good way to like get to know yourself and reflect on who you are. It will walk you back through questions about your childhood, memories,
So nice.
who you are now, and future stuff, past, present, future. And it's just so fun to do. And it's kind of like a little time capsule of who you are right now. I love it. It was very helpful through my breakup. It was a good distraction. But yeah, work on yourself and get to know yourself.
And last up for our deny, staying with someone you know that is not it. Duh.
Don't drag it on.
Gut feeling.
Yep.
Listen to your gut.
Deny not listening to your gut as well.
Yeah, true. Just in life, in general.
About everything.
Listen to your gut.
You know,
it's
in
a
your
feeling.
bones when it's time to go. That's what Taylor Swift said.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you care to sing?
And you know, in your... It might be soul. No, I think it's bones. In your soul, it's soul. When it's time to go. And it says, sometimes giving up is a strong thing. Sometimes to run is a brave thing.
And weekly wishes.
Yay! You go first.
I want to keep up with my new Instafeed ideas for Willer.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I love that.
Go check it out. I made a fun little video. There'll be a few up by Monday. But they're really fun and different for me, at least. So go check them out. Give them a like.
A new face of Willer Instagram, and I love it. I want some more job offers this week.
Okay.
I have 2 under my belt right now. I'm not committed to any, and I want some more because they're all kind of like end of September. We kind of want an answer, and I'm like, okay, but I'm not ready to answer.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of ready to get the ball rolling on some other ones, and
Wow.
I know it's really scary.
It's going to be the weirdest thing whenever you tell me that you got a official job.
Oh yeah, me too.
And we know where you're going.
Ugh, it gives me the ick. Anyways, that is my goal.
Yeah,
though.
you're grossing
I want
me
to
out.
start getting some answers. Yeah, I'm grossing myself out too. It's disgusting. Growing
Disgusting.
up. Blech. That's a wrap. You girls are so awesome, and you can get through this breakup if
Yeah,
you're
you
going
can.
through one. And
If anything we said today, like, impacted you to make a money move this week, let us know.
Yeah.
And tell us how you feel about it. Did it help you? How are you feeling? Is there anything else we could give you advice on to make you feel better?
We would love to know because we would love to make you feel like those girls.
Because you are that girl.
I think when I broke up with my ex the second time is when I really tapped into like being that girl for real. Like that was what kickstarted it. A breakup glow up is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Hang in
that's
there,
it.
queens.
You got it. Be that girl. It's in there somewhere if you don't feel like it.
What did Meg say? She said if you wake up not feeling that girl, you need to go back to bed.
Go back to bed and then try again.
Try again.
And wake up feeling like that girl.
Smooches.
Toodles.
Toodaloo.
See you next time.
Also, R.I.P. Queen Elizabeth.